What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you once more for stopping by on this Sunday evening. Yes, we're recording on Sunday evening. Normally we record Sunday mornings, but if your boy looks like he's a little road weary, yes, it's because I just got home from a road trip this weekend up to northern Utah, Salt Lake City, I guess we can call it. So, I was texting Andrew. Andrew's like, dude, should we do tomorrow? We can do tomorrow. We're off tomorrow. Yada, yada. Well, some of us are off tomorrow. It's a holiday. No, no. I said, fuck no. We do it tonight, son. We got plenty to talk about, and we best believe we're going to be talking about all the good things, everything that's going on, because holy hell, even though there weren't a lot of big fights this weekend, or really many, period. A lot of things happened this weekend, and there's no point in waiting, right? Let's just go ahead and get crack-a-lacking and talking about it. So, of course, as always, we appreciate you guys' patience with us. Sometimes we record earlier in the day, sometimes we record later in the evening. And I know there's a lot of other stuff going on, right? Like NFL playoffs. We got some crazy shit going on, right? I saw a couple of those games. Yes, I don't watch football, but I was at someone else's house and they're like, let's put on the Niners and Seahawks game. All right, fuck it, let's do it. So, we got, holy hell, do we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about the drama going on between, yes, once again, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, and Virgil Ortiz Jr., and really more so his manager, Rick Mirigian, right? If I can pronounce that properly. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I hear everyone else pronounce it, at least. So I'm going to go that route. The saga going on there, and Golden Boy's deal with the Zone. Where do we stand there? Because we've seen what happened with Top Rank when their deal ended with ESPN. I'm not sure if that's the direction Golden Boy is going, but we're going to be talking about that. Is this a new American version of Turkey Al-Sheikh? IVB Boxing putting on an event, considering or calling it the biggest event in boxing history, trying to outdo the next whatever 1940s 135,000 people in attendance boxing fight that I will be talking into here momentarily, and the rumored main event of that particular card. Let's go ahead and talk about that, of course. Other stuff going on. New signings for Zuffa Boxing in particular. We're going to be talking about that. And if you guys haven't heard it, we're going to be talking about that. And of course, later this weekend, we got some fights, right? We got Zuffa's first card. Holy hell. We got some fights on DAZN, right? Holy hell. We got some UFC. No, we talk about that. But anyway, amongst other things, of course. But we got plenty to talk about. Before we start talking about all this stuff, as is now the custom, I'm going to toss in our video sponsors here. Our channel sponsors, I should say, Health Isol, tallow-based products, tallow-based soap. Make sure to give them a try. If you find anything you like on their website, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that we're going to have in the description of this video. Once more, Health Isol, tallow-based products. Make sure to give them a try because they're pretty bomb. Patchouli, lavender patchouli is my favorite as of right now. I'm going to branch out to other scents, but make sure to try them because getting a little discount. Why not? 10% off your purchase here. All right, we're gonna get crack-a-lagging with what is going on with Golden Boy and Rick Mirigian. Now, this has been in talks for quite a few weeks, right? It got to the point when people were talking about one another, specifically Oscar saying, hey, people need to stop talking, stop negotiating because that ain't your fucking job. He didn't name names at that point, but we knew exactly who he was talking about. We're at the point where now names are being named, right? And Rick Mirigian he's not taking a step back. He's like, bro, this ain't a boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could whoop my ass in the boxing ring, but we in my fucking ring here, dude. So I'm going to defeat it here. I don't think it's going to go very well for you there. This has been quite the repeat for Oscar. He's had public issues with Canelo, with Ryan Garcia. I'm sure there's been some other ones. Maybe they haven't been that public. Oh, Siniesa Estrada, even, she booked it. It happens. What the hell's going on? Apparently something's happening that fighters are not liking. I'm not really sure where to start with this one, but Andrew, the last few weeks that we've been talking about this, we've been kind of maybe, I don't know, stiff arming Mr. Rick Mirigian here, saying like, yo, stay in your lane, homie. Let Oscar do his fucking thing. now that more information has been, released, I guess more details of what's going on with how much each fighter is, or each guy is trying to get for their fighter. It seems as though Oscar's trying to get more money for Virgil. It seems as though Rick Mirigian's trying to get more money for Virgil too. Somehow they're butting heads for some reason. Has your stance changed, or are we still, you know what, Rick, mind your fucking business, stay in your lane, let Oscar do his thing?
Well, first, and I'm writing down the deals to that first people had, right? The first guy, Eddie Hearn. We got to start with that. Early in the week, Eddie Hearn releases the interview where he said he didn't want to talk to anybody except for who?
Oscar
De La Hoya, right? And and me and you, hey, you know what? That's kind of what we figured. What would happen in that situation? Eddie sounded like he was totally out of it. We have a 50-50 deal struck. 5% goes to the winner, meaning 55-45. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Oscar was trying to get 60-40 guaranteed and 5% to winner, right? So that makes it 65-35 or 45-55, right?
Okay.
Oscar was trying to get the better deal for his guy. Nothing wrong there. Eddie Hearn sounds like he was on board with Oscar's negotiating. I didn't hear one fucking insult, not one, oh, this team don't know what they're doing, One day he's calling me, no, there was none of that. Seemed like we were all on board. So what happens? Overnight, 2 nights later, I don't know when it was, someone else could look up the timeline, but not too long after that, a lawsuit's dropped. Virgil wants out of his contract with Golden Boy. As of right now, nothing is public about Golden Boy doing anything wrong. Eddie Hearn's not mad. Deal looked like it's been struck. The deal's not too far off of what the promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, wanted. And Oscar's deal for his fighter was still better than the deal that was landed, but Oscar did the deal because his fighter wanted that fight. See, he did the same thing for Ryan. How did that turn out for Ryan? I remember him on one knee in the ring.
Right, yes. And looking up, smiling, saying like,
oh, hurt my rib. Right? Remember when Oscar and them said, you probably don't want this one right now? So I'm just saying, Oscar's done this before, but the fighter wants it. Fine, we'll give it to you. And here you go. So as of right now, nothing's wrong yet. We have a lawsuit, right? Oscar then responds saying, hey, they have a lawsuit, don't know why, and I don't know why either. I'm looking at it. I don't understand. I went to Mirigian's Instagram. He finally popped up on my page. I sent you that picture. It seems like this manager has been more invested in this little feud on Instagram than De La Hoya has. Just seems like he's posted more about it. What I find interesting, you guys, is when you look at a post that he put up there about who put up all these lies. Did you get that one, Miguel?
I did, but I'm not sure if was he being, I mean, he put a little happy face there, like laughing face. So was he just being sarcastic? Like, is it actually the truth? And he's like, oh, who said these lies? Or was he like being legit, like these are fucking lies? I don't know.
And I don't give a flying fuck what it is. This is what I'm looking at, you guys. Look at his notable fighters, Miguel.
Let's pull up his notable fighters here. All right, here we go. Jose Ramirez, right?
Jose Ramirez.
Besides Virgil Ortiz, Arnold Barbosa, Jose Cepeda,
and Jose Cepeda. Do any of those fighters have the largest contract signed ever on their resume?
Certainly not, no.
Are any of those guys even in a $5 million bracket?
No, I'd say no, definitely not. Jose Cepeda. Barbosa just lost to Teofimo recently, right? His first high-profile fight. Jose Ramirez has kind of been just phoning it in for some time already.
He's got a lot of D level guys. Am I too mean when I say that, Miguel, or am I on point when I say there's some B level of fighters on that list?
No. I mean, when it came time for Ramirez to unify against Josh Taylor, he lost. When it came Barbosa's time to get a crack at the number one dude at 140 in Teofimo, he lost. So technically, these are the second best dudes. So
Jose Ramirez was also shot in his own neighborhood. Now, I'm not blaming the manager, but it's your job to protect the fighter. He got shot in his own neighborhood. Did you know he was a part of something like that? Was this a stray bullet? Because Ramirez seems like the kind of guy that used to mess around. And I know if I went back to his tapes, he talks about it. I'm just saying. The track record ain't good. Be like, hey, how's you guy? Hey, you know that one Jose Ramirez guy? Yeah, I used to manage him. You mean the one that was shot? There's a red flag. Going on to my next one. Barbosa. What? What am I missing, Miguel? Where's the hidden gem here? Where's the Al Heyman fucking comparison that you have? Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
All right.
And then Cepeda has what? One big win on ESPN, maybe? The one where that one Puerto Rican kid tried to take his belt and it goes viral all the time. That one highlight he has. I forgot even the young man's name because he loses his next fight and now he's a nobody. Virgil is leaving a company that has done what for boxing? Some of the biggest live gates, some of the biggest pay-per-views. Worked with one of the biggest names, Floyd Mayweather, for fucking years. Years Mayweather worked under Golden Boy Promotions. Let's not get it fucking twisted. Am I missing something here?
Well, here's the thing. Are we all missing something? Because it seems as though something has to be there for these guys to bounce.
Oh, no. Don't give me the Canelo. Oh, yeah, that's where I should have finished. Now the rumor is Virgil's already signing with Canelo.
Yeah. But right? A lawsuit to get out and supposedly even hire the same lawyer that Canelo got to get out of his Golden Boy contract as well.
So that's where all this comes from. Canelo gave him the name of the lawyer. What the fuck? He didn't hire him. Canelo said, here, give this guy. He'll get you out of it.
Like, shoot him a text real quick. He'll answer.
Yeah, it worked for me. Now, let's look at Canelo's resume as a promoter, Mr. Ortiz. Before we make any sudden decisions, Virgil, let's look at the promotional company that is rumored to be signing you. Canelo Alvarez as a promoter. Miguel, give me, what has he done?
He has a tequila cocktail drink and he sells Viva Mexico Cabrones.
He doesn't have a fighter.
Not that I have yet to see a major fucking fight that says boom, Canelo Promotions on there.
Miguel, what is he doing? What is he doing? I gotta tell you, Virgil, before we make any decisions here. When Canelo was with De La Hoya, he was the highest paid athlete in the world at that time. Has Saul Alvarez ever been labeled that again since leaving Golden Boy Promotions?
I don't think so, no. I mean,
right?
I don't know how much he got off of Turkey or anything. I'm not sure how much.
Miguel, the title would be there if it was there. Trust me.
Fair enough.
Canelo would print it if he toppled. If he signed another $350 million contract, believe me, it would have been on print. It would have been on the web, however you want to say it. Fuck out of here. So the answer is no. I got another one. Under Golden Boy Promotions, he did over 1 million buys with Floyd Mayweather and with Gennady Golovkin. With Eddie Hearn alone, has Canelo ever come close to 1 million buys pay-per-view? No. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm not fucking. Am I lying? Shit that I'm asking you, you're answering truthfully. What are they missing? All right, so you got out of Oscar's contract. Cool. What did it do for you? You never topped anything Oscar has done for you. Yes, you made money, but you're all going to make money. You're fucking in the professional fight game, and you're one of the guys that fight. Of course you're going to sign checks. Is this just about greed? Is this just about, oh, I don't need you anymore, so fuck you, get away from me, I'll do this on my own? But wait a minute, he got you there. Who got you the biggest contract that you ever signed in your life? Who got you the eyeballs to see you coming out of Mexico, and you and your brothers? Who paid for all those arenas while you were flat fucking broke? And I'm not saying that you didn't give the money back to him tenfold. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, don't tell me your fucking greed for wanting all the money at the very end is Oscar just being a bad person. Because he's not. It's your greed. Be mean about it. You just want it all. What do you need Oscar for anymore? That's what everyone's telling them. Come on. You're done with De La Hoya. You are the household name. You know what? You're right. Why do I get this full percentage of my check? Yeah, fuck them. We're out. Oscar did the same to Bob Arum, right? Mm-hmm. He leaves Bob Arum and opens up Golden Boy. Takes hella fighters. Takes Floyd. So this is all coming back to Oscar too. But don't sit here and try to say that it's Oscar being a bad promoter until you top what that promoter did for you. Okay? Mm-hmm. I know that payday versus Terrence Crawford was a big payday, but it still didn't top it's still, no one said he was the highest paid athlete of that year even. Mm-hmm. So even that check you made that night didn't surpass anything.
So let's throw a curveball in here. From what I've read, and I'm going to pull it up here once more here. We talked about it a few times before already, but Golden Boy Promotions no longer with DAZN as of the 31st of December, because we thought I heard that boom, they're not going to renew, their deal with DAZN. Cool. And then I start reading more into it and find out that it actually already happened. They're still putting on Golden Boy shows on DAZN, so clearly something's still going on. But apparently their deal ended there. Is that one of the reasons saying, well, you know what? If you guys aren't going to be at DAZN anymore, then y'all don't have a fucking TV platform to be on, so I'm out of here. Does that anything? Do you think that has anything to do with what's going on here? Saying, you know what? I got to go somewhere else where they got to put me on fucking TV? Anything like that?
No, because we haven't seen the no TV deal hurt anyone yet. One thing DAZN needs is content, dude. It's a fucking sports app that doesn't have that many sports that people watch, unfortunately. They need boxing. So unless Eddie Hearn and Turkey are going to bring more fights, they're going to need Oscar De La Hoya. They're going to need Golden Boy. They're going to need PBC. I know they don't use them a lot, but they're going to need them to fill in that content at some point. And Turkey didn't help by putting one of his babies, his projects, on Paramount Plus, a fucking competitor to DAZN. Why did he give TKO to DAZN?
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but no, I don't think Oscar's going anywhere. I don't think Top Rank's going anywhere. Maybe they don't need guaranteed money. Maybe being a freelance fucking promoter might make them more, because now you have to buy the event, right? Mm-hmm. That might cost you more money than getting the deal of the whole stable. For Oscar and them, it might work out better. For Oscar and Top Rank, it could work out better as long as they have a fighter. See, what's happening right now is they're losing their fighters, though, right? These guys are either getting influenced by the money of Turkey and signing with Riyadh, or they get the top prep talk from Mr. Canelo Alvarez, which I think he did to Garcia and he's doing to Ortiz to get them to leave Oscar. But
so, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you this other one. The only other person that can have the kind of deep pockets would be Turkey. Is it maybe they have something kind of pending? And I'm talking about Ortiz and his manager, like, oh shit, what? We can get this amount with Turkey if we can get this Boots fight done, or whoever the fuck else. Like, is it just, all right, I'm not gonna get the money that I want, and maybe it ultimately comes back down to greed, but Virgil and his peeps saying, you know what, if we work just with Eddie Hearn and Oscar, keep it here in the U.S., nothing to do with Turkey's money or anything like that. We can only get so much amount of money, but with Turkey, we can get a lot more. So let's go ahead and bypass Oscar, try to get out of this fucking deal so I can do what Canelo did and then hop over to, I don't know, one fight deals with PBC or Turkey or whatever.
No,
the fuck.
He's signing with Canelo is the rumor.
Well, was the rumor. Right. But I mean, Canelo's most recent fight had to do with Turkey and everything. So that's the connection to Turkey.
Yeah. I don't know what Turkey's plan is. Is Turkey building a stable? I haven't seen him sign one guy yet. Zuffa signed somebody. We'll talk about that in a few, but that's not Turkey. That's not Riyadh. That's not even fucking DAZN. That's Paramount Plus. That has nothing to do with Turkey as of right now, except the money tie. That's like a branch on one of his many branches on his money tree. And it's really not that much. 10 million is one real fight in boxing. So I don't know what his plan is in this sport. I thought he was trying to get fights to go to Riyadh. That's great. You're buying events, whatever. Have you seen him sign anyone? Because I haven't. Have you seen them talk about signing anybody?
It's all funding. He's funding it. Rather, he's signing it himself is another story. We'll talk about that one a little bit later on because I have one connection, and it's not a big connection by any stretch, but we'll talk about that one a little bit. So at the end of the day, it's just greed. It's greed on behalf of Ryan Garcia, who is still doing the same public, spat with Oscar. Canelo getting the fuck out of there, saying I don't want to do this, and now it's Virgil Ortiz. Ultimately, it just comes down to greed.
Listen, maybe you can say that the promoters need to see this coming down the road and set these contracts up differently. Maybe they do have. Listen, you're talking to a guy that don't even know what these contracts say. Right. First off. But because maybe they make a killing on these dudes and they really don't give a damn when they leave, Miguel, because they've already made all their money back in the percentages that they're taking out of their check to make sure they cover their ass on what they invested in these young men and then make some too, right? Maybe they know that this is going to happen. It's only those very few that they see party too much, maybe don't put a lot of money into lawyers, right? Or always just signing on hey, you know what, Bob? You've always been good to me, man. Just give me whatever you give me and we're good. I know you're good. Maybe it's those guys that they fucking, leave the carrot in front of them a whole career. But the guys that are smart, that have lawyers, have managers. Yeah. Maybe they're the ones that go, dude, we've outgrown him. He's not giving us any fucking momentum anymore. Your social media is doing bigger numbers. You've got this many followers. You're doing this many hits when we go fight in Texas. You're selling the place out. We don't need Golden Boy. And it's, you know what? After the fucking contract is up, then we will part. How about just finish the fucking contract? But the way that they're like, oh, no, I don't want them to get one more fight out of me. Bro, he made you who you are. There's no lawyer. You signed the fucking thing, right? Now, about the manager, because I did say the manager, possible reason why you pull the plug on the promoter, too, because he's always in your ear. When I went to look up what a manager does, it sounds like they're the mouthpiece. They're the eyes and ears for the fighter to watch out on the promoter that he's even got signed for him. Like the manager's there to monitor everything going on, right? These two guys are negotiating. The manager's like, hey, this is what they're saying. Then the fighter can go, nah, you know what? I demand this. The manager will go back in that place and go, stop all your fucking negotiating. Virgil ain't moving off of this. So get this done. That's where the two promoters go, damn, this fucking guy. You guys sure you're going to fucking hold this fight up? Yeah, that's what we're doing. So he's like the eyes and the ears for the fighter in the fucking war room. Because you never know. Maybe the promoter fucking goes behind your back, right? And remember how I said that's why it always seems like the manager knows these guys on a more personal level? Well, that's where the trust comes in, right? That's why they go, hey, that's my guy. That's my best friend. That's my dad. That's my trainer that I grew up with when I was 13. You know, those are the dudes that are in there listening and talking for me. So that's their purpose, right? At no part do I still believe that Oscar signed that he can negotiate, like be the front man in negotiating. You're still the eyes and ears. We're going to give you this piece of paper that has everything that me and Eddie, you know, the guys that are paying this fucking check, are saying, and you go take it to your guy, you guys talk about it, bring it back to me. It still seems like that's still his fucking role, and he's mad because he was left out of that part of it. He never got to take the notebook back to Virgil. The deal was just struck.
Okay, so where do you think, I mean, if we had to pick, because we haven't heard, but Virgil, where do you think he stands in this? I mean, when we hear, you know, like what you're saying, it seems as though the managers are, you know, know the fighter on a more personal level, right? They're more rubbing elbows with him, like, hey, come over for Thanksgiving dinner. Not so much with Oscar, but Oscar saying, hey, you know what? I don't blame Virgil. It's that fucking manager of his, you know, it's like, where do you think Virgil stands on this? Like, we haven't heard from him, at least not that I've seen online, and maybe he's doing that deliberately, like, hey, I'm trying to air my dirty fucking business here in front of everybody and make things even worse. There's already a public spat between my manager and my promoter. Holy shit. But he goes as far as to, now there's a fucking lawsuit to try to get out of it, right? So when I hear that, I'm thinking, oh shit, it sounds like Virgil is siding with his manager. You know, he's not siding with Oscar here. Is that, I mean, is it just the manager in his ear saying like, hey, no, they're trying to fuck you over, fool. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh shit, for real? Oh, Oscar, you know. But I don't know. Is that what it is? Because that's what Oscar is trying to make it seem, at least.
It could be Oscar, and it could be Ryan Garcia. He's seen them two as examples, right? Is maybe, listen, some of these problems are De La Hoya's fault. I have always been a little bit, yes, it's entertaining, the TikTok videos that he does or the Instagram posts that he does, but it's sometimes we have questioned his IQ, his decision-making process in doing these things, because he was a promoter, because he had all these dudes looking up to him and having faith that he's going to guide their careers in the right way. And here he is posting nude shit, posting shit with his wife, posting questionable content where it's just like, bro, are you all right up here? Are you drinking again? Are you doing this again? Right? We've seen the fucking videos where his eyes are bulging out of his head. This is where it's easy for the haters to hate, and the guys that did allow you to, you know, they're still on your side to go, yeah, I know, man. I seen that shit too. Yeah, I don't know if he's never on it around me, but yeah, I seen the video. Yeah, man, did you see a video where he put that thing in his? Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. Did you see that video where he told who was it, Berlanga, he wanted to wear the fucking lingerie he was throwing at him? Your fucking boss is weird, bro. Yeah, I know. That's where all that starts building up, where now it's no more about your what's the word, Miguel? Your work, your progress that you've done for them. Now it's just about you. You're a JCat, man, and I can't, you know, guilty by association, so I'm cutting loose. And I've got my manager who says you really don't do shit for me anymore. My numbers are doing everything. He's being Tommy Morrison. You guys ever see Tommy Morrison in Rocky 5? What is it, Rocky 5, yeah. Rocky 6?
Tommy Gunn,
man. It's all over again. You're holding me back.
So then why do these fighters keep signing with Oscar? Like, I mean, because here's the thing, when you say these things, like, for specifically about you know, Ryan and Canelo, they got kind of greedy. They're like, hey, fuck this, I can. We haven't seen it with Ryan yet, because he's still with Oscar to now, but Canelo leaves for what? Obviously for greener pastures, right? Thinking he's going to make more money somewhere else here, yada yada. Whether or not, you know, he actually achieved it is another fucking story. But the bottom line is, that's the point. So as of right now, that's what it seems as though that's what Virgil's trying to do. He's saying, man, fuck this, I'm out of here. I could probably get more money somewhere else. Where the hell else would what does he think is going to happen there? Like, it has to be Turkey. Who the fuck else is going to be able to come up with that kind of fucking money, thinking he can make money somewhere else more? Because it ain't going to be with Canelo, quite frankly. I don't think. I mean, it's not like Canelo's ever doesn't have a track record. He doesn't really. It's Oscar the one that has a track record with pay-per-views and stuff like that, right? But something is in his brain thinking he can do better without Oscar.
Anyone? No, I can't say anyone. Canelo would be a bigger leech to Virgil Ortiz right now than Oscar is, because Canelo's so green at this. If it's true that one of the first main fighters that Canelo's signing to Canelo Promotions is going to be Virgil Ortiz, that would be a bigger fuck up job than he would ever have with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar has done this way too many times. He's way too seasoned in this game to be like, oh yeah, go with the guy that's never done it before. He's going to make you way more money than Oscar did. Like I said, people, Canelo's been all over the place since leaving De La Hoya too. Never finding a home. And I think that's only because his numbers don't fucking add up at the very end. Canelo demands, all of them do. They demand money of Floyd Mayweather when they are not doing Floyd Mayweather numbers, dude. Mm-hmm. At least Floyd gave his, and now look, they might be fake. I can only go off of what fucking PBC and Showtime and all these guys said, right? But maybe they lied, and someone will say, no, that was all BS. But Floyd did $1 million every time, man. And sometimes he did 5 million, and sometimes he did 2-point-something million, and sometimes he did 1.7 million. Like, it wasn't just he just got to 1 million pay-per-views, right? He was doing way over that. So, dude, Turkey, you signed with Turkey, that's cool. I mean, I don't know why you would have to, though. Turkey's paying people without them being signed. Mm-hmm. The fuck, did anyone forget Devin Haney just made $16 million? I know I love to keep saying, I don't know why I love to keep saying that, but it blows my mind every time I say it, bro. That man doesn't deserve, that's so fucked up. That's not what I meant. I don't think, damn, how do you say it without being rude?
How else can you say it? That yellow-handed motherfucker doesn't deserve nothing. Running ass around the ring doesn't deserve nothing.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where the fan base is where you generate that money to get it back and some.
Yeah, for it to be profitable.
And he wasn't even the main event. Come on, we're writing checks. Virgil, look, who they're signing up with, the rumor is crap. The manager that is looking to take his career to the next level has failed at every other fighter that he's had. I'm sorry. None of those guys are A-listers. I don't understand the game plan here from Ortiz. You're so close to getting the big money, the big fights. I don't understand the game plan.
Could that be it? Like again, it's them thinking they can do better without Oscar, right? Is it that they're at the point where they're like, damn it, Oscar, we're so close to this fight with fucking Boots and we can make it, and Oscar's unwillingness to budge from this summer, saying no, 60-40, fuck it, we do it or we don't. And Oscar or Virgil and his people are like, no, we could do fucking 50-50, we could do whatever, like, just don't go that direction. And it's like, no, I got this, I can know how to do it. Like, are they just be like, dude, what the fuck, just let's go ahead and do the 50-50 or whatever?
No, they're trying to cut him out of the biggest check that he ever made. They're trying to cut Oscar out of it. They don't want Golden Boy's percentage coming out of this check from Turkey. Just like Oscar didn't want the check coming out of Top Rank.
Yeah, Bob Arum, yeah.
Bob Arum, just like Floyd didn't want the cut coming out of Top Rank when he takes on Golden Boy, right? He does that on his own. He does not do that with Top Rank, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what they're cutting him out. He got him to the top of the mountain, and they want to cut the fucking line before they get there, dude. Hey, right. and now hear me out on this. Mm-hmm. What does Canelo, Garcia, and Ortiz all have in common?
Shit, what the fuck they all have in common? Well,
you almost said it.
Did I?
They weren't shit.
Oh,
they weren't shit, Miguel. You are not looking at any gold medal winner. You are not looking at any big ass prospect coming. Come on, Canelo was a fucking joke. He was a freckled redhead from Mexico, dude, that everyone was laughing at in the very beginning. Paper champ, as I think I heard most Mexicans saying of him when he won that first WBC title. Come on now. Who the fuck was Ryan Garcia but a fucking YouTuber?
That still hasn't won a belt, by the way.
And still hasn't won a belt, but he makes big money. You know what I'm saying? And then Ortiz, as far as I know, I've never heard of Ortiz winning no Olympics, being in no Olympics, being, scouted by the best in the fucking division. Oscar made all three of these dudes, man, from nothing, from fucking nothing. And now he ain't shit. Look at where Ryan lives now. Look at where the skyscrapers, the Lamborghinis he's in, the videos he puts out. And your promoter ain't shit. You weren't shit when you were hitting a Cobra bag in your parents' fucking living room. Come on, it's greed. It's flat out fucking greed.
All right. So, and this is kind of like when you talk about Oscar and the shit that he does, it's a reoccurring thing, right? We can leave it to greed. We can leave it to Oscar.
Hey, Miguel, then say it. Then come out and say he's a fucking J-cat. You know, you don't want to get labeled, right? Homophobe or something like that. Even though Oscar's not gay, it's so weird that everyone acts like Oscar's a homo, but he's not a homo. But then come out and say, you know what the dude does good for me? But I'm tired of the fucking 2 a.m. clapback Thursdays where he looked like he had too much to drink. I'm tired of the videos where he looks like he might be back on drugs. I don't know if he is or not. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing about him asking Berlanga if he wants to sleep with them later. Just say it then. But don't say he's a bad promoter because you weren't shit when he first got you, man. And now you're a fucking millionaire. Now you're on the fucking one of the highest paid athletes in the world list. You didn't do that on your own. Especially Ryan.
So because they're not saying that, clearly it's that. I mean, it's not that, right? Otherwise, because I mean, they would call him out on that, right? Presumably, they would be the kind of people that are like, you know what, fuck. I mean, I have heard Canelo say stuff like that, like this motherfucker is crazy as shit. I'm out of here. But by that same token, I mean, hell, I think I've even heard Juan Manuel Marquez say that.
Remember, yeah. Saying it, but then actually said it was Triple G and not him.
Yeah. And Marquez too. Marquez saying, I forgot what fight, one of the Pacquiao fights, I forgot which one. Marquez saying the same thing about Oscar. Like, no, he wanted me to pay X amount out of my fucking pocket, and Oscar saying, like, dude, that shit was in the contract to begin with, motherfucker. Like, that's what everybody does. So, oh man, at the end of the day, at least by your opinion, it's still Oscar is in the right. It's Virgil and his people that are getting a little too greedy and try to cut him out. Karma hitting Oscar for what he did to fucking Bob?
It could be. Yes, but it still doesn't make it. I'm still gonna call it how I see it. And right now, I don't see these guys having too much of a leg to stand on as far as Oscar's a bad guy. Besides, he posted some outrageous stuff, but all these dudes make some serious money. I mean, I could have swore Ryan was just bragging like a few fucking months ago about making $40 million in one night to some girl, right? He didn't tell her, man, but my promoter robbed me. I should have made $60 million. He didn't say that. He talked about the money he made that night, and it was a significant amount. It was $40 fucking million. Ryan made in one night what the Raiders owner makes in a year. How about that one?
We can throw that one in there as an example.
Kick Mark Davis while he's down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not? But there's a saying. It's like, you know why you kick them while they're down? Because they're easier to kick while they're down there. You know, it's easier to reach while they're down there. That's what. Sorry, Mr. Davis. Oh shit, I forgot. I fucking lost my train of thought. I was gonna go in the fucking direction. God damn it. But oh yeah. So the lawsuit. If from what we can tell, you know, onlookers from the outside, it doesn't look like Oscar's done anything wrong. Seems as though Virgil and his peeps are going to end up losing that lawsuit.
Okay, it sounds like Oscar got Canelo did achieve to get out of his, right?
Wait, what? Oscar did what?
Canelo achieved to get out of his
Oh,
contract
yes.
with Golden Boy.
Right.
Ryan did not achieve it. Ryan went to court and they basically told him go back to the office, see you on Monday.
Go back to your living room, hit that cover.
All right. So then right now we're 50-50 with Virgil. Maybe this lawyer finds something that Oscar fucking fumbled, partying too much, didn't sign something in the right amount of time, didn't text Mr. Rick
Mirigian, yep.
Mirigian on time, and they're like, oh, it's in the contract. It's 336. It says by midnight, or you're done.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah. Fucking got him. I called you 5 minutes after. It doesn't matter. That's what I get paid for.
Yeah. This is. I'm going to pull up this quote here from Oscar that I saw, because this is what it seems, and if we can take Oscar at his word here, it says, we are aware of the lawsuit. Unfortunately, Virgil was getting bad advice from his lawyer and manager, who repeatedly violated the contract. So he's saying that they're the ones that are fucking dropping the ball. We will aggressively defend this lawsuit and enforce our rights. We are confident a judge will agree that our contract is valid and Virgil and his team are in breach. So it's like, hey, you're trying to get his contract, and that in and of itself is breaching the contract, because by Oscar's definition, he did nothing wrong, really. So I don't know. It seems weird, because we have right now.
Well, wait a minute.
Yes.
What about Hearn's definition?
What about who?
Eddie Hearn's definition.
Oh, well, that they agreed. I mean, that was it.
Yeah. So there was nothing wrong. Or Eddie would have been like, you know how hard it was dealing with Oscar De La Hoya on this one? Man, the guy was all over the place. He won't fucking agree to it. No, he didn't say any of that. He said, we went in there, we nailed out 50-50, 5% goes to the winner, which really makes it 55-45.
Okay, hold up. So before this started getting some traction, this issue with Virgil and his people, I remember Oscar saying, we're moving on from the Boots fight because we didn't hear back from Eddie. He wanted the 60-40 or whatever the fuck, plus 5% or whatever. And whatever reason, he's saying, hey, if I don't hear from you in the next few fucking days or whatever, then we're moving on. And then comes in Rick and says, hold up. We ain't moving on. Relax, Oscar. And that's where it seemed to spark. So is it that Eddie agreed? Because, I mean, now it's looking like Eddie didn't call him back. And then
you can't take what Eddie said and twist it, bro. What did Eddie say on that interview?
Yeah, no.
They had a fucking deal. Oscar was trying to get a better deal. So it was just probably Oscar going, nah, we want this just to get his guy. Maybe they move on the 50-50 and go 47-53 with the guarantee, with the 5% going somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe he gets just a few more points on his guy's side, but it didn't happen. But you gotta go off what Eddie said. Eddie fucks this whole thing up for Mirigian's argument, because Eddie's like, we had a deal, and then he's like, I don't even want to talk to the manager. He fucking said it. Oscar could be like, look, bro, not me, Virgil. This is the guy that I'm trying to work with. What is he saying? I don't even want to talk to your manager. The fuck? Tell your dude to stay in his fucking lane.
Man, this really throws a monkey wrench into it, because now we're not gonna get, at least for the time being, we're not gonna get Boots and Ortiz, which is ultimately the deal that we're trying to get, right? And you've talked about it before. We don't necessarily have to have that fight right now, because there is plenty of time for it to happen later on. And we're at a point right now in their careers where they're still young enough so they can still develop even more. We can even make it juicier between now and then, and we can have the fight happen later on. So it's not, life or death for us to get that fight right now, because the guys are still young enough and we can get it done later. And I asked you this question last week, if this is going to be one of the fights that we're just going to fucking miss out on. It's not going to happen. If at any point we thought it was going to happen, now with this lawsuit and everything going on, now it really looks like it's really not gonna fucking happen. Like for shit. I don't know if what ends up in the event that Virgil wins the lawsuit and gets out of it. Shit, are we still gonna get boots?
Well, did you see what Mr. Mirigian sent out today?
Oh, the video, the video of him.
No, the tweet to one Jermel Charlo.
Oh shit, I saw that, but I mean,
read it. Go
shit.
Get it, read it. Look what the manager now has to say today in the favor of his fighter, Mr. Virgil Ortiz. I sent it to you on Instagram, Miguel. Sorry about that.
It's on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Instagram on our messages. It says, and I'll read it to you, bro. But you can look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Charlo turned down Ortiz twice, also. And Charlo, I can send you the contract. Send me the address. What? With what money? This is another thing that I don't understand about this man. When you listen to the video that he put out today, yesterday, I forget when it was, to Oscar. Did you hear when he said, Oscar, you can buy me out probably 100 times over or 1,000 times over? Yeah. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? That means he doesn't have a lot of money, Miguel. That means Oscar can buy him 1,000 times over. What are we doing here? Like, so you're admitting you're not as financially stable as Oscar De La Hoya. None of your fighters have come close to what Oscar has done for Golden Boy Promotions as far as titles on walls. And now we look at this and you're talking about, I'll send you a fucking contract. With what backing? Is your managing company now the promoter also? Because I think that's in the Ali Act.
Right. That's exactly what it's trying to avoid. That's the whole point.
What is going on?
Because I pulled it up here, and what you were talking about, and to some degree, it doesn't even really matter what Charlo says, but what Rick is saying here, if we read what we're talking about here, in particular Charlo saying like, yo, 154 is very overlooked. Yo, Oscar, Eddie, send me the contract. We can get it done. And then Rick steps in and says, no. Yeah, send me your address. I'll send you the fucking contract, as if he's got the backing, he's got it in the bank or something like that, that it can just skip Oscar or skip Eddie or skip whomever the fuck, and he's just going to go directly to Charlo and be like, yeah, we can make that fight happen.
We've already heard what Eddie wants with Mr. Mirigian. We can't assume that there's anything there. Eddie already made it fucking clear that he didn't even have to talk to a manager, because he really doesn't. That's not the guy that signs a check. Oh, I wish we could get just the. Remember, I said common sense just doesn't. It's just not around. I'm not going to say the old saying. It's just not fucking common nowadays. You know, these kids now, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Like, we're on a fucking weird timeline now. But why is the manager of a fighter who has a bunch of B-list other fighters on his fucking Wikipedia, something that he can control, so you know if he had like the rights of a Floyd Mayweather or something, that name would fucking be on there. You know what I'm saying? But these are the best you got. These are the best you got when you're talking about going up against a powerhouse like Golden Boy Promotions.
Wow. Yeah. No. I get what you're saying. So okay. So it would be what the lawyer the negotiates, right? I mean, because that would be it, right? I mean, I don't think this is what Rick is, right?
He's got, yeah, they talk about a lawyer many times. Remember, he talks about getting the lawyer. Right. He even talks about it to De La Hoya. So he has a lawyer. Yes, the lawyers have to read contracts. They've got to figure out, make sure no one's, putting big words in there that aren't what we think they are.
That are flipping things around, right? So it deliberately fucks up, so we like sign it thinking we're getting a good deal, like goddamn sleazy car salesman or some shit.
Exactly.
That kind of bullshit.
They read all the fine print. They read it all when we skim through it, right?
Yeah.
We're like, where's the money part?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the lawyer gives the fighter. Here, you just read that page. I'll read the rest of this.
Right. It's one of those. It's like, look, I highlighted it here. You sign here, initial here, date here, sign here. I'm like, all right, cool. I take your word for it because you're my fucking lawyer.
Except when the lawyer is appointed by your promoter, you might not want to just sign on that guy's ticket, dude. You want to get your lawyer on your own fucking accord, your own beans, man. But yeah, dude. So no, Miguel, listen. I'm giving the manager all I can with he's the eyes and the ears of the fighter, and that's an important role. It's still just a role, though. You're not the quarterback, right? You're the player.
Yeah. Or even the final say, right? Not the final say, right? It's like, oh, yo, this is like, check this out. This is what is looking good. You know, you decide at the end of the day, it's going to be, you know, the lawyer or Virgil himself. Because all he does is, you know, I don't know, connections, right? To some degree, connections. But as far as having the final say or having like you said last week, the authority to block or, you know, deny this or you know, reject any offers or something like that, I think he has that right.
I don't think he has that right. I don't think he has the backing. The guy admitted Oscar's richer than him. You know,
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense, man. You know, this post about Chicharlo clearly seems like he's stepping over the line. This is exactly what Oscar's sending. This is like the stuff that's incriminating himself. Like Oscar's like, oh, screenshot that and send that to my lawyer. Dumbass. This is what the kids are doing nowadays, right? They're filming their own robberies. They're filming their own shootings. They're going live. Hey, I'm in the neighborhood. You ain't gonna do. That's dumbass right here. Send me the contract. Look, listen. These guys, without Virgil Ortiz, I get that they're the eyes and the ears. These guys, they do the reporting for the promoter, right? So they're watching the room. They go back to Virgil and he goes, hey, man, you know, fucking Oscar's in there nailing it for you, dude. You know how you wanted this, that, and that? He got all of that shit. And this is the money you're going to get. And then Virgil goes, are you serious? Yeah, dude, we're fucking, it's kick ass. Boom, they're good. As soon as that guy starts bringing back a bad report, how is Virgil supposed to check him? Does Virgil have an assistant manager watching the manager who's watching the promoter? No, right?
No.
So there's a kink in the chain. And if Canelo, if Garcia, if Al Heyman, another promoter, is what the Muhammad Ali is supposed to stop. But if they're able to get to that manager and go, hey, if you come to me, I'll give you this deal. You as the manager will get a higher deal. Well, shit. Now fuck Oscar.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's leave him out of the pie.
Exactly.
Make sure he doesn't get the piece of the pie, because that means we'll get a larger piece of the pie.
And I have no evidence. I have no evidence of this.
No, but we can come to the conclusion from the outside. We can come to
that happen.
Of course,
that's what can happen. Your guy is just out there fucking trying to make a living too, right? You'd be smart, Virgil, to put an assistant manager on your manager.
Right. It's like let's keep a really good eye on this dude before, you know. Oh man. All right. Well,
get a girl. I don't know if he's married or not. I have no idea if he's married or not. But get someone close to him to look through that phone, make sure he ain't doing no backdoor deals on your career.
Yeah, right. I mean, you would think no, right? Because had we maybe we have what is it? We would have heard from Jose Ramirez. We would have heard from Arnold Barboza. You know, saying like, yeah, this motherfucker. You know, watch out for this sleaze bag, because they haven't done anything like that.
It sounds like it's been all good.
Yeah,
that is true. It sounds like he's really good at getting the fighters what they want. You know, so no, I give him that part. But there's still just a certain part that it's still, you are just a messenger. You're a fucking eyes and ears. That's all you are. You are not the guy that should be saying, send me the contract or send me your address. I'll send you a contract. What?
Yikes. Man, I want to hear. I mean, we kind of already sort of know, but I want to hear from Virgil himself. Fuck, I'm like dying to hear. I would love for him to at least something, you know, even if it's a public, you know, on his social media page saying, hey, I'm not going to discuss it because she's going to, all right, cool. I respect that at the very least. But the silence is like, fuck, it's killing me. I want to hear, you know, all the tea, I guess, because this is, this is the fun part. We talk about that, when it comes to shit like this, and I hope at least he can at least post something on social media to kind of give us a heads up of where his head is at, even.
Well, what I did also notice in the post from the manager, he left the door open for them to still work with Oscar. Did you notice that one?
Yeah. Well,
I respect you.
Yeah. And well, he said he's made it public before. It wasn't like he's like, look, I just, and he kind of does like a little subliminal message. He's like, you know what you did, fool. Like, you did something wrong. Don't make me fucking spill the beans or whatever the hell. Even if he legally can, I don't even know. But he made it seem that way, right? And still at the very end, it's like, but we could still make it weird, like still like not entirely
kind of weird.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird how he still threw that out. It's either you're out or you're in. You know what I mean? We're not doing half breakups here, right? Are we divorcing or are we married? And if we're married, then these are the rules that we go by.
Yeah.
So that whole thing was weird. I don't know, man. We'll see how it plays out here in the next few days. I also think. I like how you said he needs to show his hand, I believe, Miguel. Look, you two have already brought it to the media. You've brought it to the public. So what is Oscar? What is it that Oscar didn't give you the power to make the decision on? Tell us. Because what if you tell us something stupid, bro? Then everyone's going to turn on this dude. Like, are you serious? That's what's holding this fight up? Really? So, maybe he should show his hand, or like what we asked Oscar to do it on Clapback Thursday. Bring out the contract. What is it that Mr. Mirigian gets to make decisions on when he's the third guy on the fucking pole? Because we have Oscar and Eddie are 1 and 2, right? These are the guys paying for the event. They've got to be 1 and 2. There's no way these guys sign a contract that go, you have more authority than me, and I'm going to pay for it.
Right. Just pass. You made the deal. Pass me the check and I'll sign it. No, I don't think that's how it goes.
I think Eddie's dad had to have taught him better than that, bro. Come on now. The fuck out of here. So weird. And then this post today, I'm telling you, is so incriminating because I could have swore there's an Ali Act that says you cannot play as promoter and manager, right? Maybe just sending a contract doesn't mean you're playing promoter. I don't know. It just sounds weird. Sounds like he's trying to do the whole thing right there.
Yeah, it does, because he's taking control. He's saying, yeah, you send me your address. I'll send you. Like, well, all right, well, who the fuck else is involved in this? Because I don't know who's going to sign the check, who's going to fund this fucking thing. But I don't know. That's just. I'm looking forward to the next few days. Our Wednesday show, we're gonna have some fun stuff to talk about, because chances are we're gonna hear something between now and then. So we anticipate more juicy tea out of yours, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted, because I'm gonna keep my fucking eye, posted on social media and see what happens here. But all right, any closing words before we move on to the next topic?
No, that is it for me. I actually looked for a see if anything came out, and nothing. Update, excuse me. I look for an update right now.
Roger that. Okay.
I got the hiccups out of nowhere. Sorry, guys, if you keep seeing me change my face. Getting freaking hiccups out of nowhere, man.
It's the flow. Once you get into the flow, it just starts fucking happening. Yeah. Sometimes I don't like to, I just drove from fucking Utah over here, so I'm tired. So usually I'm drinking water around about now. Right now I'm drinking myself a fucking Dr. Pepper, because I'm like, let me fucking stay away from this goddamn show, because I'm gonna get this show out of the way and get crack-a-lagging on this Sunday evening. Okay, so this one is a bit of a weird one. I'm not sure what to think about it, if I'm being honest here. Is there a new player on the boxing scene? Andrew, that's a good one. There has been a recent, let me see if I can pull this guy up here, very, very recent announcement / press release, right, of this IVB Boxing. I like India, V like Victor, B like Bravo Boxing, who recently sent out a press release saying that they're going to hold an event in San Francisco, and they plan to make it the biggest boxing event ever. Now, let me go ahead and read a couple of lines from this press release here, because I'll give you more information here. IVB announced groundbreaking agreement to bring boxing back to the people and break the world record for the highest attended World Championship boxing event. All right. This summer, IVB will attempt to set a new Guinness World Records title for highest attended World Championship boxing event. This historic announcement will take place in San Francisco, for which Mayor Daniel Lurie, if I can pronounce that right, will be in attendance. All right. A historic broadcast deal will see YouTube stream IVB's iconic boxing event. All right. So, as of right now, this is what they're saying. All right. The current record stands at 135,000, blah, 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 blah. 1941, that's when it happened. Tony Zale defended his middleweight title against Billy Pryor in Milwaukee. On July 11th, 2026, IVB aims to shatter that number at the Civic Center Plaza in San Francisco, a landmark public space managed by the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department, transforming the heart of the city into the largest open-air boxing event ever. So they intend to have a championship boxing fight held in San Francisco, specifically at this Civic Center Plaza, and they intend to break this record of 135,000 people. Now, I have a warm place in my heart for Caesar's Palace and seeing, I mean, not saying that they make 135,000 people, but when I see that like open lot with the 4 big ass bleachers, it just brings back this whole bunch of badass memories. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do here. I have to assume because it's like open air, right? It has to be a parking lot. It sure as fuck is in a goddamn stadium. Maybe it is. I don't know. Our co-host here, my co-host, Andrew, happens to be located up in that general vicinity. Now, there has been rumors of what fight is going to be taking place here. There's no, definitive thing yet. But before we get it talking about that, Andrew, when you first heard this and said, what the fuck? They're bringing boxing up here to the Bay Area. Holy shit, what's going on? Are we in another Turkey era here? Like, is this just another fucking Turkey coming and trying to put money into the boxing business, thinking they could bring it back to what it once was?
I have no idea. I don't got a lot of confidence that this thing is even going to go off. Listen, 135,000 seats in the Civic Center Plaza. That's not a stadium. That's not an arena. They're going to build this thing. They're going to bring in 136,000 seats. Come on, this doesn't make any sense, Miguel. What the fuck? What is this? 1902? We're going to make wooden fucking steps somewhere?
Bleachers.
Yeah,
wooden bleachers. With no backrests. Fuck. Like holding there, like watching the fight for 3 hours.
Can we even fit 135,000 people at the Civic Center? It is big, but I don't know what the capacity is. The thing sounds phony as shit. And dude, lock it in that it is going to be Usyk and Wilder. That's what's going to generate 135,000 people. What, does the Bay Area have some big Ukraine following that I don't know about?
Not that I'm aware of. Last I heard, Deontay is from. Thank you for the softball. That was going to be the fight that I heard read at least. Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder. I don't think people from where's he from? Alabama. Going to travel up there to the Bay Area. I don't think they're going to go all the way up there. I wasn't aware of any Ukrainian community in the Bay Area.
And on top of that, we've seen Deontay in his prime being some of the biggest fights in Las Vegas with Tyson Fury, right?
Mm.
Did we hear of any 135,000 showed up to a casino, or they locked down a casino, or man, it was Ricky Hatton, Floyd Mayweather all over again when Tyson and Wilder fought in the rematch? I'm giving it the rematch because the first fight was so fucking good. If Wilder had that kind of power, it would have definitely been the rematch that would have been bigger than the first fight. No, the thing sounds phony as shit. My wife thinks it's political. She thinks because of the UK ties and the San Francisco mayor that it's going to be a political thing for the war, the Ukraine war.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's what she's leaning towards it this way. Because it's San Francisco, bro. Like, what the fuck do they care about boxing? All of a sudden, they want to build a fucking ring in the middle of their civic center for boxing. Like, come on, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But IV Boxing, the fact, because to be honest, you're absolutely right. In the report they put out, they don't announce Usyk versus Wilder. They announced that like Wilder Usyk is on its own as an announcement, and then this guy comes out a few days later and is talking about a fight that he wants to do in the city. So I don't know if the two are on the same bill yet. It's just weird that they both got announced on the same week. And the guy kind of sounded, I think he's from the Ukraine, the guy that announced it with the mayor.
It says IVB CEO Ed Pereira. Now that last name, it's like Portuguese/Brazilian Pereira, like our guy, Alex Pereira. That it's pretty much spelled that exact same way. Joined by San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie, if I'm pronouncing that right, will officially unveil the plan on January 16th, which is a couple of days ago. That was pretty much the announcement, right? But anyway, it says, hosting both the World Cup and Super Bowl in 2026, San Francisco was selected as the host city for IVB's World Championship Boxing event because it reflects IVB's commitment to fan-first live sport. The city's history of cultural reinvention across music, technology, civic life makes it an appropriate setting for a new approach to global sporting events. Now, when I read this, I'm thinking to myself, hold on, I understand IVB Boxing, that's like their boxing branch, but is IVB like Riyadh season? Like, is the whole point of Riyadh season isn't fucking boxing, it's to get people to come to fucking Riyadh. So what's IVB's purpose here? Is it really to like get boxing? Is that their sole focus, or do they have other sporting events, or do they intend to have other sporting events that not now are necessarily boxing, and really their focus isn't necessarily is it a San Francisco thing? Is that's what it is? Is it like, we're going to host it here and we're going to try to make San Francisco great again, or whatever the fuck, right? It just seems like I don't know yet if their sole focus is to improve boxing, or are they going to use boxing to improve something else, the way Riyadh season is trying to do.
Is that a question? I have no idea.
Well, no, it wasn't a question. But I was just saying, like, I don't know the thing. No, yeah. I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, it seems, I get the impression that they're just like Turkey and just like Riyadh. And from what it sounds like, these IVB people got a groundbreaking deal with fucking YouTube. So that's what's going to be funding this thing? I assume that seems to be the case. It seems as though it's going to be YouTube that's going to come out and it's going to be their pockets that are going to be, funding this thing. And I mean, YouTube is fucking humongous, so it isn't like they can't do it. I'm sure they can, right? Especially a heavyweight championship boxing fight like that. But it just seems like I get the impression that they're trying to do better, and they're trying to make boxing better, of course, and bring it up to what it was before. But when I see this kind of stuff, I'm sensing this like Triller vibe. I'm getting those Triller vibes, you know what I'm saying? Or what was the other one? The one that fucking Crawford fought, like Prime, what would it call it? Damn it, I forgot. It was like Black Prime or something like that, or BLK Prime, some shit like that, right? It seems like it's one of those kind of things. I hope that's not the case, but would it be pretty fucking huge to have Usyk and Wilder on YouTube for free? That would be pretty badass. I'm not going to say it wouldn't if that's the direction they're going to go. I certainly don't think they're going to fill this plaza with more than 135,000 people. What was that fucking Chavez and Haugen thing? Like 101,000 in fucking Mexico City, or what the hell was?
Oh, it was they have the record. It was like 189.
It wasn't that much.
Yes, it was. Yeah, look it up.
No,
130. Dude. It passes Ali and Foreman in Africa, though. It passes that one. Watch, okay. Look up Chavez.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. So we had this all wrong. So he's a Welshman. The guy is a Welshman, who worked on the May card in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if we all remember about that card, that didn't live up to any of the shit that it said it was going to do. That was supposed to be the most biggest thing ever viewed live, and all of a sudden it was all taped off. Nobody was even getting in, couldn't see from the street. Like, what the fuck? It turned into like a shit show for the fans at the very end.
Yeah, and we never got the pay-per-view numbers on that one. Okay, so check this out, right? Haugen and Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, 130,000.
Yeah,
so,
exactly, 130.
130. Yeah. So it was there, right? It's up there. Yeah, I don't know. And mind you, I have yet to. Have you been there? Have you been to that plaza?
Yeah. It's just an open space, though, Miguel. There's nothing. That's what I mean. They gotta build it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Pretty much. I mean, it's not going to be. It's going to be literally Caesar's Palace, 4 sets of humongous bleachers or a roundabout, and then some sort of canopy in the center, pretty much. Because I mean, like I can tell that 130,000 people can fit there because it's just an open fucking area. But whether or not they actually accomplish that is another story. Yeah, I don't know what kind of championship fight they're going to bring.
Restrooms, the parking. Come on.
Oh, the parking. How the fuck would that work? Wow.
Come on, bro. Like, it's such bullshit. And, dude, I'm going off your track record, bro. Your fucking May card was shit. Dude, there was people posting they had shown up from drove 3 hours ago to that event. They couldn't even see past some gated fence that was 2 blocks away. Remember they were saying they were even keeping people away from Times Square, like a few blocks away. You couldn't even get close to the thing. So why would I believe that he's going to build a 135-seat venue now? Please. Whatever. Yeah, I take my wife's theory out of the hat too. Take that off. That off the wall. This is nothing more than a circus act. And it seems like Turkey might have left them too. Remember, Turkey was the one that was saying he wanted to do a city one. Now maybe Wilder and him come to this fight and Turkey gets involved. Maybe. But it is going to be funny if this dude does it by himself on the next try. He's like, ooh, Turkey didn't like it. We told you guys he's not writing checks all the time. You know what I mean? We'll see how it plays out. But right now, it has nothing about Riyadh season when he just worked with Riyadh season.
All right. Yeah. So I'm on the fence about this. There's not enough information yet. Already talking about their first event in July. Okay, cool. They're not going. I don't know when they plan on announcing what specific championship. Because mind you, according to the newsletter or the press release, it says World Championship, World Boxing, World Championship fight. So clearly they have ideas of putting some sort of championship boxing event there. Who exactly it's going to be, you don't know yet, but obviously the rumors are Usyk and Wilder, which I highly doubt will fill that up. Now here's the thing. We're how can I explain it? I think we're thinking paid attendance. What if they give out tickets? What if it's like, hey y'all, free fight, boom, tickets, we can do 135. Their purpose is attendance record. Let's go ahead and break this record. We didn't say pay tickets. We're just saying, hey, whoever signs RSVPs right now gets fucking whatever. Maybe the front row, maybe the first few front rows, but everything else. Now, mind you, WWE has done this. WrestleMania 8 at what was then the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. Huge fucking, a dome arena stadium, whatever the fuck it was. I don't forget what it says. But basically, when tickets weren't selling, I mean, again, it was a different reason. But when tickets weren't selling, like shit, we got to fucking cop these motherfuckers or discount them like a son of a bitch. Happened again at WrestleMania 9 when they did it at Caesar's Palace. It's like at some point, the casino's like, fuck, here's a fuck ton of money for tickets. Start giving them out at this point and just fill up this goddamn stadium. At the very least, we can get concessions out of it, right? So could it be that they're just trying to break the record? They don't give flying fuck about gate, live gate, anything like that. It's like, it's going to be a free fucking event. First come, first serve. We can get 130 or more than 135 or whatever the fuck the amount is. Could that be it?
It could be it. I mean, listen, I don't know what the definition of a live gate is. To me, live gate means you a live gate. Like the people bought a ticket, walked in, and
which they didn't say, mind you. They just said attendance. So now I'm starting to think outside of the box. Maybe it's just literally a free fucking event.
Yeah, and it is, and I can guarantee you they will not make the mark of 135,000. There's not
even with free.
No, now if it's Wilder versus Usyk, then maybe it's free, for free, because I think you'd have people driving from all over California to watch the fight, right? But I don't believe any of it. I don't believe they're going to build a fucking arena or a arena, right? I don't believe
it would be like an outdoor pavilion. It would basically be, if you can picture the Caesar's Palace, it's just an empty parking lot with 4 humongous sets of bleachers, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe they'll have the outhouses to fill that capacity. I don't feel like they have the emergency service to fill that capacity. Like there would be so much planning that would have to get involved to bring San Francisco to a standstill so 135,000 people could watch a fucking fight. Stop it. Who's paying for the cops to stop the streets? You know what I mean? That's why, back to this is much bigger than boxing. There's something else going on if they were going to do an event like this, but I don't think they are. And going off his track record of what they promised in May and what they delivered, this fight will not happen.
Damn. Okay.
And not like that. Not like that. You know what I mean? Not free, not for 130. Now, maybe they're going to have a computer there and go, oh, look, we're getting so many hits on YouTube. It's the most watched thing ever. Do something stupid, gay like that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but do something whack like that.
There you go. Something very not cool as such. The best way I can just put a Band-Aid on what I just said. Let me read one more of the press release here. The world record event will integrate local food vendors, music, cultural institutions, and the San Francisco boxing community into the fan-first experience. This creates a model in which fans and local communities are active participants rather than simply spectators. IVB is reestablishing World Championship Boxing as more accessible and inclusive, and an inclusive public event rooted in fan-first experience with its audience. So it seems like they have a plan in mind already, saying we're going to integrate local food vendors and music, cultural institutions. What the fuck that means. But anyway, it now is starting to sound again like Turkey with fucking Eminem or Busta Rhymes or Missy Elliott and some of the fucking events the way they did before. It's just basically a repeat of that and say, no, we can do it better than Riyadh season because we're going to do San Francisco or whatever the fuck it is. That's exactly what it sounds like, isn't it?
Maybe these are the guys that brought it to Turkey and they got fired already. And they're using what little money they had gotten from him to try to do it on their own this one time. You never know, bro. Like, they might have been the ones that came up with all those plans. I haven't seen Turkey do a concert since.
Right.
He might have told them, take their concerts and fucking hit the road, man. This shit didn't work. And these guys are like, no. It's this man's dream that... Because, look, his dream doesn't even add up. Do you want to make boxing the most seen thing live or on YouTube? Because you're putting the fights on YouTube. You would think you'd want that 135,000 to be on YouTube, so then you'd make money off YouTube.
Yeah, let's talk about that because, again, this is a long press release, but I want to kind of break it up into pieces. IVB has also unveiled a multi-fight deal with YouTube, which will serve as the global streaming platform for this series of IVB's iconic World Championship Boxing events. Powered by the reach of YouTube's 2.7 billion monthly users, billion with a B, IVB will create the largest boxing audience in the history of the sport. With YouTube support, IVB will prioritize fan access by removing traditional limitations of distribution. I assume they're talking about pay-per-views or HBO Showtime. Instead, allowing global audiences to participate in boxing's most significant world championship events. This reflects a growing focus on ensuring major live cultural moments are more widely accessible to global audiences. So one of their other goals clearly is getting as many people to watch it on YouTube to have it as broad as possible and basically broadcast it to the fucking world without the previous limitations of premium television like it was on HBO. And again, this is what I'm reading between the lines. It seems as though they're saying we're not like HBO that comes with a paid subscription, even though you can pay for a subscription to YouTube. I am assuming if you don't have a subscription to YouTube, you can watch it for free, but with ads, I assume, because otherwise, how the fuck else? And if you do have a subscription with YouTube, then obviously you don't get the ads. But they're trying to go that route. They're saying, this is another, hey, y'all, no more pay-per-view, y'all, we get free fights kind of shit again. Another turkey lie.
Yeah, it really is. And also you got to think about how are they going to pay the fighter millions of dollars? We're not talking, chump change here. Usyk's going to demand what, 15 million at the very least? How does he turn a profit when he's trying to get into an industry that has these type of payouts for the big fights without already having that monster in place? You know, where you already have a fan base. Oh, I do this every month, so all I'm going to do is put boxing into something that I've already created. That's not what he's doing here. He's trying to create something out of nothing with no money. It's all I don't believe it.
Smoke and mirrors.
One man's dream, you know. I really do believe that Turkey fired him, though. I think if we went and digged a little deeper, we're going to see that this company did work with Turkey and has been released, and now they're trying to do it on their own. The first fight was an absolute disaster. I'm sorry. That fucking New York thing wasn't nothing near what they said it was going to be. They told us, Miguel, that was going to be the most watched live event ever. They told us that fans are going to get to see 3 main events in one night. Bro, they gated it 2 blocks away. I don't believe them. And I know the city. The city, do you know how much it is to keep these cops in overtime? You know how much it is to rent the San Francisco PD out? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this isn't chump change. Fuck you mean you're going to do that in downtown San Francisco for fucking 4 hours? You got to have millions of dollars put behind just the event, and you haven't even paid Usyk and Wilder yet. And what, you think Wilder's coming for $5 million?
Right. Let me read this last piece here. It's just small, but it says, on the heels of its deal with YouTube, the company, talking about IVB, also signed with leading global talent, entertainment, and sports and advisory company UTA for representation in all areas. I'm not sure what exactly this UTA people are, but when I pulled it up here, it just says UTA, or United Talent Agency, is a leading global talent and entertainment company representing iconic figures and emerging creators on film, TV, music, sports, digital media, and more. Which again, it sounds more like the money that Riyadh season is putting into Formula One, UFC, WWE, boxing, and amongst other things, not necessarily its focus on boxing per se, but rather the larger picture of bringing people to Saudi Arabia. What is these people's goals? We'll find out, I suppose. But yeah, seems quite the pipe dream, huh?
Yeah, seems a little fishy, this one.
All righty. All right. So let's keep going, because man, those Twitter topics had us going. As we mentioned, it's kind of a 2-part story here. Later this week, we got Zuffa Boxing's first fucking card. We seen the promos, right, of Dana White walking with that fucking Zuffa belt that looks. I have my personal back. You know, like I said, I'm a UFC fan. One of my favorite UFC belts that they ever had was the one that kind of looked like the boxing one. Okay, so I'll say it. It's a leather belt with the fur backing and everything that actually looks tight from the early 2000s. This is not what they're doing. But anyway, point is, the belt looked kind of cheesy. This Friday, it's officially fight week, right? For more than one fights, but we're talking about Zuffa Boxing here. And the card is there, right? And I'll talk about the card here shortly. But this is kind of a 2-story, because not only is Zuffa officially having their first fight, or the first event at what used to be called the UFC Apex. Now it's called Meta Apex because of connections with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and shit. So now it's called Meta Apex. We have, right, we talked about Callum Walsh against Carlos Ocampo. That's going to be the main event. Misael Rodriguez against Austin Deanda, 2 undefeated fighters that are going to be going at it. Not bad co-main event there. Lastly, Julian Rodriguez against Kane Sandoval. Not known names by any stretch, so obviously an underwhelming first card, right? But hey, we'll see how it goes this Friday. What's the bigger news? Well, Zuffa signed yet another fighter. Who is he? And Andrew, this is kind of where I wanted to touch base last time when we were talking about, the connection between, Riyadh or Turkey. He is Jai Opetaia, and he is the Ring Magazine lineal champion at cruiserweight. Now, when I see this stuff, I think to myself, okay, he holds the Ring Magazine belt, which is owned by Turki Al-Sheikh, which is cool, in bed with Dana, right? There's the connection to the ring. There's the connection to Dana. It's the fact that he holds the Ring Magazine belt, and they just signed the guy who's considered the #1 cruiserweight in the world. When I see this, I think to myself, you know what? The cruiserweight division is kind of dim, right? It's not really a money weight class. It's light heavyweight and maybe even heavyweight, or still I should say not maybe, but definitely heavyweight. The cruiserweight is kind of sandwiched between there, and we've talked about David Benavides and who's name, Zurdo Ramirez, right? And we're gonna get that fight at cruiserweight. Does Opetaia think that this is the better route? You know, considering the way the current landscape of boxing is, the cruiserweight division is not exactly hot shit or the money weight class. And maybe he thinks I can possibly get more money out of Zuffa, considering, the cruiserweight division is kind of bland and dead up until recently, again, with the addition of Benavides. But could that be the reason? Because when we talk about the guys who are signing with Zuffa, we think about guys on the way down or guys on the way up that haven't got that money yet. Which I think I'm not sure what Opetaia's previous pays were, but does he think that, you know what, Zuffa is going to be able to put more guys in the cruiserweight division for me to whoop ass and to make me look like I'm just super hot shit holding this ring lineal championship belt? So, Jai Opetaia signed with Zuffa. Sound off. What do you think about that one?
First, a ring belt isn't shit without the other belts building that belt. The ring belt was made when someone wins the other titles. They were granted the ring title. Did I get that correct?
Yes.
When they first.
So if there's an active champion, like a lineal champion, right?
No, but Miguel, the ball's going to stop rolling once they pull out. Once they pull out, once Zuffa pulls that ring title and says, okay, now the ring title's connected to Zuffa's title, our other major sanctioning bodies go, all right, well, fuck the ring. Boom. Now we're going back to what we used to do. We'll just have undisputed. What the fuck does the ring matter anymore? Everyone could take their ring title and literally burn it. Now, I know whatchamacallit, Turkey's going to want to buy it from you. But at Zuffa's price, so your investment, no, that's not the right word. What is it? Your net worth, goes from here, because that ring title with all those other sanctioning bodies is worth millions. But what happens if they take it away and says, you know what? Matter of fact, we're not even doing the ring title anymore. How about that? Not even in the rankings.
Okay.
Did we lose him? Come on, Miguel. Come back. Oh, my God. I hate this fucking thing. He'll be back. He might hang up. He might come back. You guys know what I'm saying, though, right? You hear me? This ring title don't mean we make it mean something. The other 4 titles make it mean something. You had to win all 4 to become the ring champion of the division. The ball don't keep rolling just because, we have the title now, so now everyone that has this title means he's the ring champ. Stop it. They were already doing it to Tio over there in the junior welterweight division when they were putting a cap on him, saying he wasn't undisputed twice. Like, the ball will stop rolling if you don't have the other titles. Come on, Miguel. Hopefully he's going to get off and come back on. I think he's going to hang up. There it is. He's going to hang up and he's going to call back. But, so now on the other side, Opetaia really didn't want to go too far without Miguel. But on the other side, Opetaia, did you guys know he was fighting for pennies? Because I didn't. I cannot believe that young man thinks that the pay bracket of that Zuffa Boxing, what they announced, is what he wants to make for the rest of his career, unless they were lying, which they do. And they signed him to a bigger contract. I mean, he wants to make $750,000. He's already the ring champion. It's so weird that they even got a boxing.
Okay, I'm back. Jesus Christ. Goddamn. I was going to come back. Sorry. I was in the middle of saying, to your point, if there's no Ring Magazine champ in the weight class, then the other belts matter, right? Because you have to unify them to become the undisputed champ, and thus you're the Ring Magazine champ. However, if that Ring Magazine champ is still active, he cannot have the other belts as long as that active champ is still there. If he loses it to the next guy, those belts don't matter at that point. So the only way you can, the two ways you can get yourself a Ring Magazine championship belt is to unify the weight class or to beat the guy who currently holds it, right? So is that what they're trying to do, to make sure that there's always a Ring Magazine champion there to make sure to pass it on to the next dude who beats him, to avoid having to unify with to become the undisputed and unify belts with everybody else?
No, because boxing is going to eliminate the ring title from their ranking system. It's going to be Turkey holding a title that means nothing. Don't you get it? Boxing, De La Hoya, PBC, maybe Eddie. I don't know if they're on board or if they're not. But without Eddie getting the blessings of the WBO, the IBF, the WBA, that he can't get an undisputed. Don't you guys get it? Their fucking model doesn't work for our sport. You can't just keep going after the biggest fish and try to have them fight in a small pond. You can't. At some point, these big guys are going to go, dude, why do I want to go to you? Unless they're fucking lying and you're making $20 million, $10 million, $5 million, why the fuck would you give up these 3-4 titles in boxing that make millions to go fight for a company that makes under $1 million for the champ?
Okay, so what would you say would be the reason that and sorry if you said it while I disconnected, but what do you think would be the reason that he signed with him?
I said I didn't know he was getting paid dirt cheap. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying, because that was my point, right? The cruiserweight division is right now, the way it stands with everybody else, all the other sanctioning bodies don't give two flying fucks about it, apparently, because there isn't that kind of push, that notoriety. And does that mean that he's getting paid less than $750K that are supposedly going to be getting paid?
Absolutely.
As champ?
Absolutely. You got to think, is his TV contract, right? What's the zone paying him? Does he only get aired in New Zealand? Does he get aired anywhere else? Right? We know that Manny Pacquiao in his heyday, dude, his TV deal rights from the Philippines was only like 20 grand in American dollars. Now, in the Philippines, it was a lot of money, right? If you know, what they were giving him. But in American US dollars, it was like $20,000 they were giving Manny Pacquiao. And that's the fucking Philippines, Miguel. Like, they remember how they used to brag, oh, half the country or 3/4 of the country watched his fight. Yeah, he made 20 grand.
Okay.
So maybe Opetaia is making like 20 grand.
Because I guess I don't get this signing, at least from Opetaia's side, because
I know.
Let's say Benavidez, right? Well, we already know Benavidez is fighting Zurdo on Cinco de Mayo weekend, right? And let's say Benavidez mops the floor with Zurdo and knocks him the fuck out. I'm like, oh shit, fuck yeah! What do we want to see? Benavidez and Opetaia, right? How are we gonna make that happen? Well, Benavidez has already fought on Riyadh season cards, so there's a connection there. But how much is Opetaia going to get paid for that one? I don't think they're going to pay him no $750K, right? So how the hell would that work? Because we assume that that's the direction they're going, right? I mean, that's the whole point of Benavidez moving up to cruiserweight and challenging the unified champion, being Zurdo Ramirez, and getting the belts there, maybe, and even fighting Opetaia afterwards. That's kind of what we assume, at least the bigger picture from the outside. That's what it looks like. How the hell is that even going to happen now?
It's not, because the payroll doesn't fit what. And look, I'm going off of what they said. They might have been lying, you guys. They might have a whole new ball game that they're playing over there, and now they're just trying to take over boxing. Who knows? But if we go off of their pay scale, they will never get the David Benavidez fight. They're not in that. That's not the type of combat world they're looking to create. They're trying to get away from those type of paydays, right? That's why there's a pay scale. If they weren't trying to do that, there never would have been a pay scale. Dana just would have said, I'm coming, I'm taking over.
All right.
I'm telling you right now, the ring title is on the brink of being pointless. They better watch it. Without the 3 other belts creating your super champ, you don't have a super champ. I don't care that you buy one super champ and then go, oh, but if Callum Walsh beats him, super champ, no. The fuck out of it. We all know that's not how this game is works. Like I was telling them when you were gone, Teofimo Lopez kind of got his ring belt taken from him without taking a loss, right? He moved up a division. All of a sudden, people were like, John Taylor ain't really undisputed. He ain't really undisputed. He left his title down there. They gave it to Haney. Like, they moved on from even Teo. He never took a defeat. You don't hear anyone saying he's some super ring title champ right now, and the same thing's going to happen as soon as these guys cross over to Zuffa, and they are no longer fighting the fighters that create those type of champions. It's over. That ring title is pointless. You guys are it's so fucking weird how people buy into this shit, man.
And I kind of want to give Oscar De La Hoya a little bit of credit here. I'm not sure if he saw this that far ahead, but he did ultimately sell the Ring magazine to Turkey. Do you think he knew that we were going to get to the point where that Ring magazine would be worth shit? And he's like, yeah, give me 10 mil right now. You can have it, motherfucker, all you want. And it ain't going to mean shit in a few years after you fuck it up.
Hey, that's a good fucking call, Miguel. Yes, if he stumbled into that one, what a great why. Yeah, he made 10 million on something that might be fucking worthless here in a few years. You're absolutely correct.
It's on like that. Stocks. It's like, oh shit, this is going down. Let me sell it high.
Hey, that's what you have planned? You should just buy this thing.
Yeah. It's like, I'll put a price tag on it tomorrow, son. No problem at all. You just show me the
fucking idea.
Oh man.
No shit. Yeah, no shit. Oscar got out at the right time. Wow. Yeah, that's a good one. Good call.
Interesting. Well, that again, that leads us to the Zuffa card. That was kind of like the second part of this, right? I mentioned a couple of the co-main events, the co-main event and the other one, right? Misael Rodriguez, which is a Mexican Olympian, undefeated, fighting another undefeated guy, Austin Deanda. Not familiar with either. I mean, I'm familiar with Misael Rodriguez just because I remember him from the Olympics. But besides that, that's pretty much it. I know that this Austin Deanda guy is undefeated as well. I want to say I pulled him up real quick and I saw his record. These other guys have like maybe 1-2 losses, nothing major. So record-wise, if you look at it, it doesn't look too bad. But these all may very well be other Carlos Ocampos type of guys that have great fucking records, but really, when it comes to fighting top-notch dudes, they end up not looking so great. Now, I saw him the main card, right, on the 23rd of that's going to be on Paramount Plus at the Meta Apex, and it's only 3 fights. It kind of reminds me of a HBO or Showtime card, right? Not a pay-per-view card that's got like 6 or 7 fights, but like a regular HBO Championship Boxing that only has 2 or 3 fights on the broadcast. That's kind of what it looks like, because when I think of a UFC card, there's like fucking 11 fights on that goddamn thing, right? And then now I'm seeing this 3 fights. I mean, I don't know. These are 10 rounders. I'm not sure if part of the change is going to be shorter rounds. I don't know, but you can squeeze a lot of MMA fights in a fucking card because sometimes they end, quickly. And even when they go the distance, it's only 15 fucking minutes, right? It's not 10-minute rounds, which are like, let's say they go 3 minutes and they go the full distance, it's half a fucking hour in addition to the minute in between. So this is obviously, you can't squeeze in as many fights. Is that what they're trying to do here? Because I mean, there's only 3 fights on this main card that I see.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I was just pointing out that they finally showed a whole, they had a fight card for that for Friday night. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the names. They didn't do good job of promoting these guys at all. And I'm just saying like basic shit, like Olympic runner-up, world title winner, world tournament or something. Just sell us something. You know what I mean? An amateur record. Fuck. Lomachenko used to get tickets sold just on his amateur record, right? How many times did we have to hear 3 victories and 10 defeats? Like, right? They sell this shit. You know what I mean? They didn't do any of it. I thought the fucking commercial was whack as shit. It was like the Godfather.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. I mean,
Yeah.
even with the music and the whole thing, and what's his name, Max Kellerman doing the narrating. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So it was not impressive at all. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm very interested in seeing where they're going with this. But I don't expect a lot from what Dana has put in so far. I don't expect a lot from this, and that even goes from what he did for the Crawford and Canelo undercard. That turned out to be shit. We didn't hear anything from that big event he had in New York about any fighter coming out of there that was looking to be a prospect or like a face. So
Right.
They've got a few more days and we'll see what this is all about.
Yeah. As the fight approaches, there's no preliminary undercard yet. I mean, they've announced just the main card. So I kind of I have the subscription to Paramount, so I'll check it out. I'll see what the time slot and see what it says. Usually it just has the time when it starts, right? Not necessarily everything after that, but see how that looks. But looking forward to seeing how this Friday card looks, huh?
You haven't switched over to our private investor yet.
Not yet, because I just received the fundings of this private investor.
Nice.
So I haven't quite put it into play quite yet. But trust me, as soon as I do, that subscription is going out the fucking window real fast. Just saying. Oh my! All right. So this is one of the other stories that we're talking about. I brought it up on Sunday, or the last week I should say. So last Wednesday I should say. Gervonta Tank Davis, being with this legal troubles that he's experiencing outside of the ring. After all I've read of the arrest warrant about him, and nothing has come up. I'm not sure if they even have him yet or he turned himself in. I haven't read anything recently about that. So by all means, if you guys did, let us know in the comments because I want to fucking hear this, right? But I read one of the articles, and at the very end of the article, it said Davis is still the WBA lightweight champion. So I was like, that's weird. Why? I mean, shit. I mean, yeah, he just got that draw against Lamont Roach. But after this shit happened, wouldn't the WBA step up and be like, yo, yeah, give us that belt back? I don't think we want to associate ourselves with a homie like yourself. But hey, you know what? He pays the sanctioning fee, we assume. So clearly they're like, yeah, go ahead and keep the strap. We don't give two flying fucks. Well, no more than just a fucking week after we talked about that, the WBA announced that Gervonta Tank Davis is now the champion in recess. Let me go ahead and pull up this quick post here online. Source of Boxing is where I found it on Instagram. The WBA president says Gervonta Davis will be named champion in recess while his alleged domestic violence case is ongoing. So putting Home Dude on the ice and his championship, I guess, on ice until everything clears up there. Still not what I wanted. I thought they were going to, take the strap from him entirely, but they're going to back him up, I guess, until they know for sure that he did what he did and what is being claimed, what the video shows of him doing. So kind of funny that no more. Apparently, the WBA and the president of the WBA listens to our show because they're like, damn. Megs has a point, shit. Maybe we should go take the belt off of this motherfucker, right? But they're like, hold on. We can't make it too obvious. Let's just put him in champion in recess in the meantime until we find out what really fucking happened. So we don't want to give these guys too much credit. Give MADBoxing more credit than they should have. But well, I guess, is it any surprise that WBA finally took action?
No, it's not. Yeah, when that report came out, it was only a matter of time, right? Freaking, he's gonna have some issues. There's video on it. We don't know what the backstory is, how much has been leaked out to the guys that run the sport already. They might know something we don't about. Gervonta might be going away on this one. This might be one he's not going to get out of, and not for a long time. Where they always go in for a few months, but he'll still have to possibly go in. Kidnapping is a pretty hard charge if it's real. That's a significant one.
Yeah, it is. That's what it looks like on the video, and that's the conclusion they come to. I'm sure he's gonna fork up some cash, right, to some degree, on top of everything else, and spend do a little bit of time, do a little bit of hard time. He's gonna come out like like Floyd Mayweather with a full head of hair and fucking weird beard or whatever the fuck it was, right, with the white wife beater going on there. But I don't know. I saw that and I was like, that's kind of funny that they finally fucking took action after I said it. God damn it. But anyway, anything else we want to talk about that before we head on to what seems to be like the last topic here on the show?
Nope.
All right.
I thought I had something, but I forgot.
It's all right. If it comes back, by all means, let us know. This last one here, I just want to toss in there because it was kind of sad to see. If you guys, of course, everybody's on social media, right? So if you guys follow the Vargas brothers, it seems as though they got in a bit of a scuffle with themselves, with each other, I should say, at the Wynn Hotel and Casino this weekend. I guess they it happens, right? It happens with brothers, especially close in age. They're going to get into some arguments. They're going to get into some fights. And that, of course, happens amongst siblings. It's not like it's something that's unheard of. But with these guys being as in the public eye and high profile as they are, when that happens to them, of course, people make more of a story than maybe it really is. When they do it in public, it makes things even worse, right? They're being in the public eye, being public figures, there's already a lot of people watching, and they're under a lot of scrutiny as it is. It's like people really criticize anybody in the public eye as it is. That's just usually how it is, right? So when brothers, it blows up. People are already talking shit about it, and we don't know the circumstances, but it's amongst brothers, right? It happens. It happens to everybody. Usually, it happens in our own home, right? It's not like it's out in public, but they came to blows. People had to split them up. I saw the video. It didn't look like Emiliano was there, but correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And Andrew, if you saw the clip, it didn't look like Emiliano was there. It just looked like it was Fernando Jr. and Amado, and it looks like they were just duking it out. There's some shit going on between them, and unfortunately it broke out and people caught it on camera because it was in the public. So sad to see, but this happens, right, Andrew?
It happens. I don't know about in public, but it does happen, right? But where they went wrong is that it was in public. Look, Emiliano posted yesterday, he's in the mountains with his dad training. I believe that's his dad with them. It looks like him. So he wasn't there. Now, the one thing that came about from this that no one wanted was that it's possible that it's a girl that's in between the two brothers. And that's the story you don't want it to be. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You guys are fighting over a girl who's sleeping with both of you guys. You dump that fucking shit and move on. Talk it out. You guys should not be doing that to each other. But in no way, shape, or form should a girl be bringing two brothers to blows. She wanted neither of you. She always wanted both. That's why it happened. You understand what I'm saying, Miguel? She got turned on by both brothers. Cut her loose. Make her a party friend. You can hang out with her. What, Miguel? I'm trying to give advice here.
I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying, hey, look, there's a saying in Spanish. I'm not really saying, but just like we and not with brothers. Don't get twisted. I'm not trying to say that, right? But when you see a hot chick with the dude in the streets, you say "Pásala," like pass her on, like once you're done with her, pass her on, like "Pásala, way, pásala," you know what I'm saying? Like only if she wants it, of course, naturally. Consent is 100% behind what am I saying? God damn it! But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If we're gonna go that route, then by all means. But don't come to blows over that shit.
No.
That just her ego goes to the fucking roof. It's like, look, guys, it's a flex for chicks. It's a flex. Look at this. I got two fucking dudes going at it over me. over my poon, and there's their brothers on top of that, and it's in public and makes it much worse. That's the rumor I heard as well. I've even heard there was a clip of I think it was Amado calling in to an online streamer saying like, yo, don't start that shit. It's not about a chick, yada yada. I hope that's correct, and I hope that's accurate, because of all the things. Look, siblings will fight over money, right? That's just common sense. Siblings will fight over fucking lots, territories. Like, no, that's my territory. That's my lot in Mexico, motherfucker. That belongs to me. Shit like that, right? But over women, come on.
But you heard that streamer at the end. He said it like he knew what the story was. He said, "Bro, why you fucking this girl then?" I mean, come on, that was pretty. That was right. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew the situation. He knows more than what they're telling us. And it's just not a good look. Look, bad move on the brother. Maybe you duke it out with dad. You know, dad has a ring somewhere. Maybe they can handle that in the house somewhere else, right? Mm-hmm. If he's really that mad.
They have their own gym here in Vegas, yo. They can go there. I've driven by that gym hundreds of times. There's a ring in there. They can duke it out under, behind closed doors.
But in all fairness, one of the brothers saved the other one from a lot of heartache anyways by getting that situation out of there by doing, showing her for her true self. Not the right thing. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but they shouldn't be fighting, man. And
right. And we're not saying that they're not to blame either. They're going to hold some of the responsibility of the blame, right? We're not putting all the blame on the chick, but obviously that's not the way to resolve that matter, is my point.
You don't ever want a girl like that, so you shouldn't get anything started with that girl. But the brother could have called and asked. He could have said, "You know what? She's all bad, and I can prove it."
No, yeah.
The brother might have said, "You know what? Fuck it, prove it. Fuck it, I'm out of here." That's it.
Yes, because what's gonna happen? They're gonna have beef. They're gonna stop talking over this one chick. That relationship will eventually go to shit.
Oh, yeah,
and now he lost the chick and lost his fucking brother. Hello, it's like, no, it's not. It just isn't worth it. It just really is not worth it at the end of the day.
Yep. Kill two birds with one stone with one phone call.
Yeah, precisely. Like, hey, dude, look, I've been in the gym with these dudes. I mean, I see them in the distance, but we're in the fucking same gym. I see how hard they work. I see how close they are. Is my point. I see how the camaraderie between them is not. It really is like blood stick of their water with them, 100%. I mean, it didn't look like that in that video, but my point is, you can tell how close these guys are. They're pretty relatively close in age, so it's not like there's a humongous age gap like oftentimes is the case with two siblings that don't get along when there's a big age gap. These guys are relatively close in age, so I just wish they can resolve it, a lot better, and they can get over this. They can move on, and this will just be a blimp of the radar, nothing crazy, a small bump in the road, right? And they can resolve matters in a better way, and really toss that chick to the side, because that's not fucking worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Their dad's gonna be pissed too when he gets home.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Emiliano's got a fight on the 28th. I remember pulling it up. I'm like, I know he's fighting some of them. He's going to be fighting on the 28th. I think on the undercard of Navarrete and Nunes. So he's fighting. He's got it somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is just as bad as you're having trouble with your fucking wife or girlfriend or whatever during training camp. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? My bros are throwing down. What the fuck's going on? You're like, hey, you stay here. I'll fucking handle this. But oh man, I mean, the same Fernando Senior saying like, yo, you stay in training. I'll go deal with this. You keep focus on the fight here. But I can imagine Emiliano himself having some turmoil. Like, shit, I'm seeing my bros come to blows here on fucking online and everything. And yeah, it's sad to see. We understand it happens, and it just usually happens behind closed doors. And oftentimes, it's not about a chick, but
Armando,
it looks like it. Huh?
Armando really messed up if he did that without letting his brother know. That's because
so that's that. Which is like, I'm not sure. I don't know who.
It sounded like it was Armando on the phone.
No, but I'm saying like, so we're talking about like if it's the case, it's Fernando Jr. with the chick, and then at some point, Amado came in, swooped in.
Amado, yeah. That's what it sounded like. You know what I mean? That's what because it sounds like he's the one talking to that YouTuber, and then that YouTuber straight says, "Why'd you f your brother's girl then?"
Yeah. Oh, that's
Because that sucks, bro. Because then you can't trust the little fucker in the room. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's like you know, you just don't want to go down that. I hope it would. That's not how this got played out, because they're three brothers that are really close, and now two of them are going to be looking sideways at each other from here on out. You know.
Mhm.
Um, and then if he really loved her, like you didn't soften him up for the reality check, right? That's
Mhm.
why that phone call is very important, to be like, bro, she's no good and I can prove it, right? Because maybe Mondo's wrong and he makes a hit on the girl and she says, hey, motherfucker, what the fuck? I'm with your brother. Oh shit, I thought you were giving me signs. Well, I wasn't. Well, now he fucked up and now he knows that his brother's girl's solid and they can all
Mhm.
go on with their life. You know, hey, Fernando's gonna have some explaining to do. She's gonna be like, "You went with it." They be like, "Dude, you girl, just that was the final check. I love you. Please don't
I
be
was
mad."
just test. Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.
Hey, that's
Got
what
your birthday
happens
coming
when
up.
you date three brothers, man. The fuck, you know this shit gets played around like that.
Did you hear recently of Amato's either girlfriend or ex-girlfriend who was like shot and killed? Did you hear about that? Like
Oh
that chick,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes.
And so what? This was like right after that. Like, is his emotions all over the place, or is mine all over the place? And thinking this is that's have anything to do
Now,
with the
was
degree?
that his friend or is that his girlfriend?
Oh, I don't know. Like I thought maybe it was his friend. I could be
You know
wrong.
what? I always thought they were friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. But yes, I did see that he just lost
Hmm.
a girl who's a friend in his life recently. So yeah, that's also, yeah, it's terrible. Then to get a fight with your brother, yeah, that is terrible. Let's hope this gets resolved and it wasn't no bullshit, right? Because then they've got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Oh, we probably spent too much time on the cheating one, but oh well.
Right.
Sorry, you guys.
That's gonna be the comments. It's like y'all spent talking more about this than the fucking PKO card and Opetaia over here. These motherfuckers always in the gossip. No. All right.
I
So
know
that's good.
I know one that didn't hit your wave.
Oh, what? What?
Keyshawn Davis, dude.
Oh, and the beef that he's having with Team Crawford.
Leaving.
Yeah.
It said he's leaving Bomac, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. That was a crazy one. I came out of left field. I didn't expect that. I thought these guys, we were just talking about how close they were the other day, and now it sounds like like he's odd man out. He's the ugly little duckling.
Well,
So,
that one I kind of understand actually. Like side note here, but like Keyshawn himself talking about how I used to party all the time and I was in every day and I had to get my shit straight. Maybe Team Bomac and Crawford are like, hey, get your shit straight, fool. And he's like, nah, fuck, you guys don't tell me what the fuck to do. It's like, all right, get the fuck out of here then. Bye. Just like Ryan and the Reynosos maybe like saw him party all the fucking time and Canelo's like, dude, take this shit seriously, homie. This is no fucking joke. You don't come to fuck around in this gym. You come and practice. And Keyshawn himself admitting how much of a trouble he was, like partying and drinking all the time and showing up. So maybe that has something to do with it. I have to. So when I read that, because I did read it, but I just wasn't sure if it was a topic worth talking about. But regardless, when I saw that, I'm like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Bomac and Team Crawford were like, dude, you come here and you fucking take this shit seriously. You don't, mess around and party every day and drink every day the way you've been doing. And he took it like, oh, you ain't got to tell me what the fuck to do. You ain't my daddy or whatever the fuck. And then storms off like a little bitch. So I don't know if that's the case. I that's kind of what it's looking like when I hear Keyshawn talk about himself like that. So that could be that. That could be that.
well, hopefully that doesn't affect his performance, because I thought Bomac's one of the best trainers in the game right now. You know what I mean? To leave him this early in your career, see how that plays out for him, especially because he also admitted that he was partying too much.
Right, right. Which kind of leads to to what I'm thinking. It maybe they were trying to check him. Saying, hey, get your shit straight. Because remember, even the issue that Keyshawn and his brothers had with, I always forget the fighter's name, in the locker room. In the fights that they had and that bullshit. It's like, we don't. That's not how we roll here in this gym. Get your
Oh
shit
yeah,
straight.
true. Missing weight, all the above.
Yeah, precisely. Like if you're not, gonna go down the straight and narrow here with us, then it's better than you go elsewhere. All right. Okay. Well, that is gonna wrap it up, yo. I think we got in a pretty solid fucking show. I'm sure there's gonna be more news between now and Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about it, and we'll get more more details of what's going on with the inner workings. Don't forget. In addition to the Zuffa Boxing card on Friday, there is boxing on Saturday here at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. Andy Cruz and Raymond Murataya, I believe IBF lightweight title on the line on DAZN. Make sure to check in that because some fights on tonight. It's about damn time. God damn it. There's also UFC card if you guys want to watch it. Paramount Plus. Anyway, Andrew, is there anything else that you want to toss in here before we call it a show?
Nope. I am looking real fast for any updates, and I don't see anything. So that is it from me.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that is going to do it for us today, or tonight, I should say, because it's already late in the evening. So for my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapache, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Miggs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care and peace.